All right, so I follow Larry Kotlikoff a lot. I had the privilege to interview him, one of my first interviews ever for my podcast. And he writes in Forbes about Ask Larry about Social Security. And one of his questions that I want to speak on, because I think it's freaking awesome, and I have a sneaky suspicion a lot of people don't quite understand how this works, is, hey, Larry, the question is, if I died before my wife's FRA, could she continue receiving spousal benefits until FRA? Okay, so for those of you new to the channel, FRA is full retirement age, the age in which you get your full benefit, not reduced at all. So if you're born in 1960 or beyond, I was born in 1970, my FRA is 67 years old. If you're born before 1960, your FRA is 66, and depending on what year you were born, some months. So if you're born in 1959, it's 66 and 10 months and so on. All right, so here's this guy asked Mel. Hey, Larry, I haven't found the answer to this specific question anywhere, which is why I wanted to do the video on it, because if Mel, our friend there, Melly Mel, couldn't find the answer, I imagine this can be hard to find. If my wife was already receiving spousal benefits when she started at 62, if I die before she reaches her FRA at age 67, would she continue to receive spousal benefits off my record until her FRA, when then she can switch to survivor benefits at an unreduced rate? All right, so let me just replay this again. Mel dies before, I don't know, we'll say Mary is at 67, which is her full retirement benefit. So Mary took a reduced spousal benefit at 62. So we know that if Mel was getting $2,000 a month for his PIA, Mary was getting $1,000 a month, but reduced by another, I can't remember, I think it's 30% because it's before her FRA. So we'll just say $700, or is it 750 bucks? We'll just say $700. Off the top of my head, I can't remember. But anyway, so Mel's getting $2,000. Mary, her spousal benefit is $1,000 if she waited till she was 67. But because she reduced it, she took a benefit at 62 is reduced by, I think it's 30% off the top of my head. So she's only getting $700. Make sense? All right, so that's a great question. So now Mel is dead, but Mary isn't 67. So what happens to Mary? Can she continue to get the spousal benefits until she hits her FRA, in which she'll get a full survivor benefit, the full $2,000? Following that? So here's our man Larry. Hey Mel, spousal benefit entitlement ends in the month of the wage earner's death. So when Mel dies, no more spousal benefits for Mary. If your wife was drawn reduced spousal benefits only and you died before she was at her full retirement age, she would automatically convert to reduced widow's benefits. The applicable reduction would be based on her age at the time of your death. All right, so remember that. That's one of the things about spousal benefits. You got to keep that in mind. If you're taking spousal benefits and you're taking it reduced, and your spouse is dead before you hit your full retirement age, you lose the spousal benefits, and instead you get a reduced survivor benefit. Now, that will be significantly higher than the spousal benefit, but it will be reduced. Here's the alternative to that. On the other hand, if your wife was receiving reduced retirement benefits on her own record and you died before she reached full retirement age, she could elect to wait till FRA to start drawing unreduced widow's benefits. Man, that opens up a can of worms there. If your wife was receiving reduced retirement benefits on her own record, so she is not taking the spousal benefits, she's taking the reduced retirement benefits on her own, and you died, Mel dies before 67 for Mary, she could then she could wait. She could continue to take her reduced benefits and wait to get the full benefits of Social Security for the survivor benefit. Now, the question I have then is, what if she went so let's say her PIA is $900, and she goes down to Social Security, and they're going to reduce. So she has $1,000 for a spousal benefit because half of Mel's, and she has a PIA of her own benefit, $900. She's 62. They're going to pay her spousal benefit because it's more than her own benefit. They're going to pay that just because she's deemed to be taking the greater of the two. That's a problem. That is a big problem there, because that tells me, what that says to me, she did not elect to take her own benefit. She was, I hate to say forced to, but the Social Security says you're going to take the greater of the two. But if Mel dies, she will then have a reduced FRA, a reduced benefit. Or if Mel dies before her FRA, her survivor benefits will be reduced because she was deemed to take her spousal benefits even though she just wanted to take her own benefit. And if she took her own benefit, she would not have a reduced survivor benefit because survivor benefit operates a little bit differently. So that is an interesting context there. I hadn't thought about when it comes to spousal benefits. If you take it early and the spouse of which your benefits are based on dies before FRA, you will be then taking a reduced widow's benefit. Huh. That's interesting. So we want to make sure if you're taking a reduced spousal benefit, I don't know if you can, I don't know the answer. Can you go down there and tell Social Security, I don't want my spousal benefit even if it's lower than my own benefit? I don't know the answer to that. That's interesting because I don't want to be subject to taking a reduced survivor benefit should my spouse pass before I hit full retirement age, because that reduced survivor benefit will affect me for the rest of my life. I don't know. That's an interesting question. What happens here? On the other hand, if your wife was receiving reduced benefits on her own record, she could, and you died before she reached FRA, she could elect to wait until FRA to start drawing the unreduced widow's benefits. So what happens in that case if she switched to her widow's benefit, her survivor benefit, and then essentially suspended her own benefit, even though she took it initially before full retirement age, to allow those 8% delayed earnings credits to continue on? That'd be something to think about. I mean, lots going on here, actually. This is interesting to me. Spousal benefit before full retirement age can open up a lot of opportunities where you could leaving money on the table. But if you play it right, you could definitely increase your Social Security benefit for sure. So that's a lot to think about. This does challenge the idea of taking a spousal benefit early, simply because it automatically reduces your survivor benefit if it was before your full retirement age when your spouse died. And again, that's not hugely likely to happen, but I mean, hell, I'm 4 years older than my wife, right? And so, there's a good chance I'm going to die. I'm a man. I could die before her, certainly before her full retirement age. That's interesting. All right, well, that's something to chomp on. So if you got comments on that, maybe you know something that I'm missing here. I'd love to hear it, because it just makes me think this out loud a little bit. And sometimes when you think out loud, you can smell the smoke coming from my head. My head is on fire. All right, we'll see you next time.